Hello scrappers, this is Lorraine from Card Creations. I have a card that I made for a friend of mine. It's her birthday and she loves the beach and so do I, so I thought this would be great. I did the all my cuts from Life's a Beach, and then I used one of the Tim Holtz fragments and stamped Happy Birthday on it with my Stays On ink. And then when you open the card up, you have a little beach scene. And I've got a crab and some starfish and a shell and then some flip-flops. And then on the treasure chest on the front I added some rhinestones. So I'll go through how I got started. And here's my base card. And this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. Then you score it at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2, and this is what you end up with. I did cut an inside mat, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. The piece that I'm going to add here, the blue piece, is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 1/4, and we'll go ahead and attach that now. Now remember, you're only going to add adhesive to this portion of your card. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down like this, and make sure that I'm just a little bit from the edge, since I'm adding it to this part instead of my cardstock. Okay, get this and then just center it. Let's see, what's the best way of doing that? I guess like this. Yeah, that'll work, and that way I can get all the sides even. Alright, and then when you fold it up, that's what you have. Now, let's see, I've cut the tree, this palm tree, and my notes say that I cut it at 6 inches. I think this is actually a little bit larger than that one. I used my gypsy, so it might be just slightly off, but I know I cut this one at 6 inches, and that should be about the right size. This one's just a little tad bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the front of my card there. Just I'm going to add my ATG to some of the larger sections of the card, or of the tree, and then I'm going to use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive for the palm of, or the trunk of the tree, and a couple other spots. Do that down here on the some of the spiky prongs of the tree. Okay, get going here because this dries kind of quick, especially since I'm putting it on a little thin. Let's see. Okay. And like I said, I think I cut this one just a little bit larger, so I'm going to have it hang off the edge and then cut some of it off. The trunk is a little too long, so I'm going to do that like that. There we go. And see how I have this bit hanging down, so I'm just going to cut that right in line with my blue mat. Okay, so there we have the beginnings of the front of our card. And let's see, I've cut, I used my markers on a lot of these cuts just to have some outlines, and I like the way they turned out. On this one I didn't do the palm tree, and I like the look of this one a lot more. Alright, so the chair I cut at 2 1/4 inches, and then I've got the treasure chest, and this was cut at 1 1/4 inch. And let's see, that's all I have on the front except for the happy birthday tag, and I'm going to do that last just in case I run short on time. So we'll go ahead and remove my single layer of foam tape and add this here. And next I'll do my chair, and I did cut two layers of the chair and stacked them with a single layer of foam tape. I wanted to add some dimension on that, so I did that, and now I'm adding a single layer of foam tape to the back of the chair. And we'll go ahead and add that right about there. Okay, so that's the front of our card. We'll go ahead and start working on the inside. This mat was cut once again at 4 1/8 by 5 1/2, and here I have my sand portion of the front of my card. And what I have done is I cut just a rectangle piece, and this was cut at 3 3/4 by 3 inches, and that's where I'm going to attach my sandpaper. This is what this is on the front of the card. I had 2 different shades of sandpaper. It's a really rough sandpaper, and it's, I guess it's one of the lower grades. I forget how they actually label those, but it has a thick, coarse sand on it, and I'm putting that up on foam tape, and I'm going to center that right here towards the bottom of my card. And all I did was tear my sandpaper just to give it some little waves, or make it look like the sand was uneven. And I added adhesive to the bottom of that strip and the top of that strip of sandpaper. That way it's not glued all the way down, and that way I can slip this piece under there. So here we go. I'm adding adhesive to that piece, and I'm gluing that there. And then this piece I'll be inserting right there. Okay, there we go. Now here's my crab. What I did on my crab for the eyes, you could add rhinestones, but just to enhance his eyes a little bit, but I used the glossy accents and put 2 blobs on there, and then I colored his eyes with a black Sharpie marker, and that made him look like he had glassy eyes. And this little guy, let's see my first card, let's see exactly where I put him. I'm going to set that right there. And okay, I know what I did. I inserted him just a little bit under that layer of sandpaper, and that way he would look like he was crawling out of the sand. And I've got this shell, and I'm gonna pretend like he's holding it, and I'm using the quick dry adhesive on that. It works good on the sandpaper, so go ahead and put it under his claws. Okay, I gotta hurry now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the flip-flops next. And this crab's just a little bit higher than the other one, but that's okay. I could add the flip-flops right about there. And then I'm going to just randomly put some of these starfish that I cut out. I'm not sure. Well, I'm going to try to position them where I did the other ones, but we'll see. Okay, we'll set that right there. I've got one more. Okay, I have to go quickly now because I'm short on time. I'm going to just add that one right there. And the last thing that I would be doing is adding my little charm right up at the top. And so now I've got to say goodbye, and I hope you enjoy my beach theme birthday card. Thanks for watching.